morning. I'm sick as a dog. I'm just getting over another batch of COVID. I had the same thing happen last year. It was about the same time, except for this time it was a lot less worse. I started feeling better this morning, so I thought I'd get out here. But it's a spot that I'm fairly confident I won't see anything. But you never know. I have a trail across the creek. It runs like this, east-west. And then it crosses towards me, north-south. And two creeks intersect out here in front. My shots are limited. My hope is that they walk the edge of this creek. Because there's some significant bedding out here. From 50 yards from me, all the way back to probably 300 yards is bedding. Big beds, big switchgrass beds. I have a good wind for it, so we'll sit tight. I'll let you know if I see anything. I think I just blew it. I think I missed big time. I'm pretty sure I just blew it. Yeah. I don't know. I was nervous, but... No, I just blew it. Now I found my arrow. Clean arrow. Jammed in that log. I missed her probably by, I don't know, a couple inches. I think that arrow went right underneath her. They're in here eating on these little water oaks, I think. But cool experience nonetheless. So I'll get out of here and try again. Well, I did not get that deer. Shot right under her. Honestly, I could blame it on a million things, and there were quite a few things that went wrong. My nose button was slipped up. Rangefinder said 30, but when I walked over there, I felt like it was more like 35. I was good left and right, you can see in the video. Just hit right underneath her. I wanted to show you what kind of stuff I was coming out. Literally, it was probably a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile in. And I just want to show you what I had to come through in the dark with just a little flashlight. But basically, all the way up to that point, it's like this. And even at that point, I mean, it's still pretty thick in there. But this is what I'm working with, is trying to come in here. It's going to be a great spot during the rut. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like this is a great spot to be coming in and out of all the time. Just check this out. That's pretty much what I gotta walk through. Boulders, dead trees, all sorts of twigs and everything everywhere. I mean, there's some. This is open, going this way, only because this little stretch goes up against this creek, and this is about as open as it gets. Pretty much as open as it gets. So it's not easy to get in, not easy to get out. I mean, I'm pretty impressed and pretty happy about the fact that I did get actually on the deer. In my first sit, I saw deer, and that was pretty exciting. And the fact that I can get on deer in one try and go scout a new piece of property and figure out what they're going to do, where they're going to go, and for it to actually happen when I was expecting for nothing, really, it was a good experience. Yeah, I'm sick. My nose button moved. The yardage might have been off a few yards. I just shot right under a clean miss, and they're none the wiser, but I am. What's up, guys? I'm going in for a quick hunt. A little warm. Going in for like the last 2 hours. I know it's cutting it close, but that's what I can get away with this afternoon, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. The truck's really loud. A bad differential. Oh well. Gonna head in there. Gonna look for some deer. Got a good wind for this spot. This is the third time I've hunted it this year. Within the first 2 weeks, in the first about 6 or 7 sits, and yeah, so I'm hopeful. But last time I did this, I got in at the same exact time, and the deer were already there. So I'm hoping I can get in there. I'm picking a different tree, which is right off the edge of the field. That way, I don't have to worry about my scent trail really at all affecting the deer. I don't think they know it's up yet. I think it's a matter of time till they do. So I'm hoping I can get in there while the deer is still in there. Come October 8th, all the duck hunters are going to be in there, and that's going to cause me a lot of trouble. So I think the deer will move out by then. So at least I'm trying to hope to at least get a doe down this evening, make up for that miss on that little deer, and starting to finally feel a little bit better from this cold flu, really. And yeah, hopefully I can put all those episodes together, make a little mashup here, and film myself putting a big nanny doe down, or a surprise booner. We'll see. All right, see you in the tree. Well, I got in here sweating bullets. There's 2 does out in this field behind me. I actually walked at the edge of the growth along this public against this guy's yard, which he allows me to. And I just watched them out there until they kind of put their heads down. I just slowly worked up the edge
on the field since. I've been hoping the deer come to me this way. And my wind's blowing this way. So, see what happens. Just shot a doe. I thought I was recording the whole time. I wasn't recording at all. So, what can I do? It was perfect. I had it lined up and everything. I'd have been able to see the shot on camera. I'd have been able to show you guys all my hard work paying off. Two same deer probably that came off of this field and worked their way down in here. They were out probably 50 and they worked all the way up to 30. The mom came through. I had it lined up like absolutely perfect, but of course I wasn't recording the whole entire time. And her released a shot, arrow went in, she ran, she jumped real high, went off towards the water. Arrow flew out of her. I believe the shot's good, so we'll just have to go down and check it out. I mean, hopefully I got some meat in the freezer, and I'll take you on the blood trail real quick. I'll get down, just go to look and see where the arrow's at and everything. But yeah, so let's do that real quick before it gets dark. At least show you something. So go check my arrow. That, but that's just, I mean, it sounded good. I don't really know where it hit. Like I said, I thought I was recording it the whole time, but apparently I either double punched it or did something, I don't know. But I did range exactly where she was coming out, 30. The tree right behind her was 33. I saw the arrow flip out of her about 10 yards into her run. She ran half hard, and I did hear a good crack. So that's a good sign. Maybe check out where she was standing, see what we got. I mean, I would wait, but I just want to see what the arrow looks like. Depending on that, it's depending on how far we go right at this point. So, I just picked up blood. It's got red in it. It got that red, that light red that you like to see. A little liquidy, which could indicate even a hard shot. But I did see any bubbles, maybe a little bit of bubbles. We're gonna have to keep going and see what we're looking at. But oh yeah, there's definitely some bubbles in it. I mean, it's just dump, and I haven't even gotten 5 yards from the shot, so that's a really good sign. I mean, I had it right on it, right on the center of it, right behind the shoulder, like I should have. And I feel confident about that so far. But yeah. So, little bubbles in there. It's a good sign. And it's rages, man. They just open them up. Right now she's running downhill, so. I didn't hear her pile up. I heard one deer go across the river. I think another deer might have came over to the right. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep following this and let you know when I find my arrow. I don't know if you guys can see this, but all that spot, all those sprays across this, I mean, that's just massive blood loss. I've got this deer, it's 100% guarantee from my experience. I'm gonna go retrieve and give you a look. Alright, just found my arrow. Yeah, it's all the way through. Yeah, it was basically a pass through. Actually, looking at it, it's hard to tell whether. I mean, there's blood splatter all the way down it, and it's pretty red right around the top here on every side. It could be blood spray, but I would say it doesn't look quite coated like I thought it would, although that could have just came out. Now, where it looks coated is right here, all the way to the shaft, starting about right here. Right, oh, sorry. So, kind of right there to the end, which is a good foot of arrow, so I might have just hit offside shoulder, and I'm thinking that's probably what happened. And it just bounced, it came out. We'll have to see when we get there whether it was a complete pass-through, but I don't think it was because she ran off with it. I think I hit offside shoulder. And we're going to keep tracking this deer, and I'll let you know when we find it. Walking in this morning. Shot that deer last night. Tracked blood for like 150 yards. And blood petered out at the end of that. It's getting dark. My camera and my flashlight on my phone pretty much was about to die, so I pulled out. The more I look at the situation, the less hopeful I am. Thinking the shot was probably one lung, and probably, I don't know, maybe the front of the leg. Might have been a little high. My hope is it was a little high and it hit one lung at least. And then the blood just petered out because she started walking. Found a good spot. Well, hopefully it'll still be there, but I found a spot that where she leaned up against a tree and bled for a little bit. I mean, blood was pretty good. Arrow, I'm not too sure of. It's really hard to tell. But ultimately, I gotta keep going and hope I find her. Basically, I think I'm gonna have to stumble on her. I'll continue to follow the blood and give you an update as to what I find. Wish me luck. Hey, listen, y'all. Listen, don't ever give up on that track. If you can go back to the last spot that you found blood, and you're going, and it looks like it should be going one way, and it's open and path of least resistance, blood's starting to thin out a little bit. Let me tell you, these deer, when they're about to die, they will go through anything. And sure enough, I went to the last spot, I just looked up in the thickest stuff where you wouldn't even think a deer this size would even possibly be able to go through. And I saw some blood up on the side of a tree. Sure enough, I start coming up, oh, seeing pretty good blood. And you wouldn't even think, I mean, look where this deer came through. Alright. So, I mean, a hole real small, but you can see how thick it is. There's my backpack. I had to take it off to crawl through here. Come up. She's laying right here in the brush. I mean, just the thickest stuff. She didn't make it any further. Gotta love to see where I hit this thing. But sure enough, did get the deer. So, super stoked about my tracking skills. I'm glad I got the deer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll get her out, maybe give her a better view to you. Show you where the shot actually was. And I mean, the blood dried up pretty quick, but she made it probably 150 yards. Well, here's a better view. I mean, she's a big old doe, man. I mean, who knows how old she is. She's big. So, she was angled away a little bit. I put that in a little far back, but I did pop the rib cage, and it looks like it went in like that. So I'm guessing it drove up into the offside shoulder, like I expected. I'll have to see once I get her out. Still got a little bit of her summer coat. It's the early September, but big doe nonetheless. She's a little swollen. I gotta get her gutted, taken care of, rinsed out, and dragged a whole long way. Probably 500 yards to the truck. So I'm gonna get to it. And like I said, the angle's going down, so not a terrible shot. Could have been better. Did find her. She did expire quickly, so I'm happy with that. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this little segment I brought to you. You know, it's been a tough one. I had deer in front of me that were legal bucks but didn't shoot. I had does getting scared out of there by shotgun blasts. I had, you know, a day of tracking in the night, couldn't find the deer. Didn't give up, came back in the morning, did my due diligence, and sure enough found her. I'm sure she's been dead for quite a while, since yesterday, but luckily it was cold all night last night. Real nice big doe. So super stoked, super happy about it, and join me next time, and hopefully we'll get another deer down. Alright, later.